In your Pinpoint 3 kit, you should have received a chassis harness, just like what's pictured right here, which would be part number 123-100-022. Want to talk about a possible modification that you might have to make to this harness, just depending on how you do the installation. So I'm going to pop myself out of the way here so that we can see this harness. Let me blow up the drawing a little bit on that. So you can see pretty standard on this drawing. We've got a battery, power and ground, which is going to go straight to the hub. Also included in the installation videos, servo goes into the servo port on the gate on the Pinpoint 3 hub. Pressure and flow goes into the pressure and flow port on the gateway hub. And then you have ISO CAN GPS goes into the gateway hub as well. Again, all this is pictured in the video. On the back side of the ISO CAN, you have a terminator in that harness right there. Off of that harness, you have the chassis J1 connection, which goes into that Marlin module J1 connection right there at the rear of the machine by the hub to tap into the ISO. You get this battery ground on the machine just under the rear catwalk. You get your battery power up there in the fuse panel box on the right hand side of the machine. And over here, if I scroll over, your 775, 778, and 777 connections obviously happen in the right hand electronics box. And again, the video will depict how that is. Again, sorry I didn't have my cursor going. Battery power is right there next to the right hand box. Battery ground under the catwalk on the rear of the machine. And that's the J1 connection. That's going to go into that 12-pin DT on the back of the machine, the Marlin module J1 connection. Battery power and ground going to the hub. Servo, pressure, flow, CAN, ISO, all going into the gateway hub. The one modification that we might have to make on this is off of this pressure flow plug right here, we have a harness that drops off into this 3-pin weather pack right here. So that 3-pin weather pack is meant to plug into the existing Pinpoint 2 pressure sensor that is on the machine. And I'm going to scroll down to the next drawing. So on that pressure flow port, you can see that this is that 3-pin weather pack that would normally plug into our pressure sensor. And off of the hub, it is in pin 6, 5, and 4. So 4 is power, 5 is signal, and 6 is ground. And again, it's coming into that 3-pin connection just like that. Power, signal, and ground. You have also in that box a 4-foot extension 3-pin that plugs in, that can plug into this connection and run over and plug directly into the pressure sensor. So in that 3-wire 3-pin weather pack 4-foot extension, you'll see that it actually swaps the pins so that we have pin A as signal, B power, C ground. So again, that short 4-foot extension swaps them in there so that it mates up to the pressure sensor correctly. However, if you have enough length on your pressure sensor where it's mounted to plug directly into this harness, you can do that without using that 4-foot extension. Just know that. Just get a weather pack removal tool out and go pin A is going to be signal, so you'll move pin 5, B here into A, and then we'll put power into B, which is pin 4 here. So A would go to B, B would go to A, and C stays as your ground. And in that way, you can hook this directly into the pressure sensor. And again, if you don't want to make that modification and you want to use the 4-foot extension in the box, that will be just fine as well. In the future, we're going to terminate this so that you can plug it directly in to the pressure sensor without having to swap any pins or use that extension. So that was a little bit of an error on the front end of our part, but Very easy field fix. You can download the operator's manual from the main Pinpoint page. It has all of the hub breakouts in there. I'm also going to include this harness drawing on your cropland specific page so that you can print this off and reference this when you're hooking up the pressure sensor as well.